Good morning, everybody. Well, we're still in Laughlin, and the sky is still kind of cloudy. When we got here yesterday, we actually were able to see some sunshine, and so that was really nice. And we went down and we took a river cruise, which was really nice, I have to say. Met some very interesting people, some from Canada and some from Washington State. Anyway, so we are currently in the Laughlin State Park, in which you can come and stay overnight, or you can stay up to 14 days. And if you're in state, it's cheap, but if you're from out of state, it can be a little bit pricey. So you might want to check ahead. But they do have full amenities. They have the 20, 30, and 50 amp. That's for electricity. And they do have the dumping hose for the stinky slinky. Anyway, we're getting ready to shove off. So as usual, that you know I've been doing is everything is stowed. And this is our travel mode here. And everybody, including the little animated creatures, they're all up there. One thing you have to be careful of when you are traveling in an RV, and that is for those who like to collect souvenirs. As you can see, my little souvenir shop is growing here of things, some things that I already had, and other things that I have been acquiring along the roadway. So you want to maybe be careful, because you can very well end up having a whole bunch of junk up here. You also have to be careful. Some of the things that I have is glass. The great thing about this carpet on here is that it keeps things from falling. Some of these things, like here and here, and the little rose and the blue piece there, my daughter made for me in blowing glass. And this little orb right here was found on Lincoln City's beach in Oregon. And the gentleman who does them, he hides like 45 of them a year. Well, somehow or another, my daughter, she was down there, and I guess she found one. So we have one. It was way back in '01, it looks like. Yeah, 2001, Duncan 2001. So these things are collector's items. The little glass blown things, those are collector's items from my daughter. So I am so thankful for them. But as I said, you want to maybe be careful of the things that you pick up on the road, because your coach can definitely weigh down. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen of planet Earth, we will be picking up in our travels. Bye now. Okay, so this is Laughlin, as you can see over there. Earlier we were in the state park, and today we are headed back to Arizona, and this is the city of Laughlin, in which we're going to go over the bridge, which I talked about, that we did the cruise yesterday, which was very fascinating. It's very informative. If you ever get down here, search out the cruise. I'm not sure, what was that called?
Riverside Cruise.
Riverside Cruise is what it was called. If you can look over here, as I am, there's a little small lake back up in there. And I believe that that's Davis Dam, in which that was part of our tour that we had. And if you look over on the hillside there, which I am looking over on the hillside there, all of that is Arizona, correct?
Yeah.
All of that is Arizona. I wouldn't mind living in this little patch of area. It's very beautiful, and I'm sure that in the summertime it gets like ever so hot.
You got the river.
but you do have the river
Lake
and
Mojave on the other side
Lake
of the dam.
Mojave on the other side of the dam. And right in front of us is Spirit Mountain. That's where yesterday on the cruise we learned that the Indians, Native Americans, they believe that the spirit comes down and rests up in there. And they let us know that while visitors are welcome, the way you find the land is the way you have to leave the land. You can't burn stuff and leave a lot of garbage or anything like that, because it's very sacred to the Native Americans. So, and I think that once, if you get up in there, I think it would be sacred to you as well, or you would at least appreciate the beauty that God gives to his people. So down there you got the little river boat, which is actually not an actual river boat. It just looks like one. I was duped into thinking by looking at it, I was like, oh, a river boat, but alas, it was not. And so we're going to pick up a little bit of speed here and cruise over the Colorado River into Arizona.
Now, we're on a 7% downgrade, so we're not picking up no speed.
Okay, well, we're not picking up very much speed, and because we are on a 7% downgrade.
Right.
Okay, but we'll just continue to look at some of the
You don't want to be in
stuff.
this lane.
That's the runaway ramp right there. Yeah, so if we were in that lane, we'd be in trouble.
Yep.
Because as you know, semi-trucks run away, and even vehicles, not
This
just
can run away.
semi-trucks,
riding the
even
brakes.
vehicles.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I just said. So it says there, runaway vehicles only. So there you go. It doesn't have to be a truck, and what you do is you hit that gravel down there, and oh, there's some skid marks, so somebody's used that, definitely so, to stop their vehicle from running away. That's why it's called runaway. Oh, my dear. We have a really good time when we're traveling. It's like, if we get mad, we'll just work it out real quick and just jump back on the happy wagon, because it's a lot better than being all stressed out and mad over what. I myself, I can hold anger a little bit longer than he can, but I let it go. I'm learning every day to not harbor that old devil of enemy of my soul. This is really beautiful. That's the big riverside in which Don Laughlin started all of this. One man started all of this stuff, and apparently he's supposed to have the whole top floor. He's still alive. The whole top floor of the Riverside Hotel there. And we heard that his wife occupies one wing and he occupies another. I guess they've stopped loving each other the way they did in the beginning. But with all that money, I guess it's cheaper to keep her, right? At any rate, we did also find out that 1% of everything that happens here in Laughlin goes to him. Can you imagine that? 3 generations from now, and they'll still will not probably have spent all of his money. So it's just interesting, good to know. Nice little railway bridge. I don't think that this is a pedestrian bridge.
No, it's a train.
Yeah, so it's a little railway bridge, and we're going to be going straight for Kingman, which this is kind of just
Colorado River.
bowing outward. Okay,
Getting ready to go over the Colorado
and
River.
this is the Colorado River Heritage Gateway Greenway Trails, Parks and Trails. But we're not walking, we're just going to go straight over. Boy, this is far different from Hoover Dam. And this is the Great Colorado River, which we went down yesterday, and that's Davis Dam down there. So, and there's RV parking all over the place here. So, and this little sign says Arizona. I love living on a border town. There's always so much to do. It's always so interesting. You can stay here. No, okay.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left.
So we will be in touch. We're getting ready to turn here and head off down into the deep part of Arizona. And that says, welcome to Arizona, Bullhead City, Arizona. So we'll be in touch. Talk with you soon. Loving the rain and the mountains, the mist, rock formations, the desert coming alive with fresh bloom. One thing's for sure is you can be out here, you won't run into a snake or a tarantula.
Not today.
Not today, not with all of this.
Down here, this one.
The rock formations. And even though we are videotaping this, it is nothing compared to what we are actually with our naked eyes looking at. It's just absolutely phenomenal. I feel very close to my maker. Hi, missed that back there where the rain was coming down like a little waterfall. This is just absolutely wonderful. And even though I do have to say that every time we go somewhere, it seems like it's raining when we start out on our travel, but then at some point, the rain just stops. And I just say praise God for the rain. That is just absolutely beautiful. You don't get to see this down in the valley where there's murder, mayhem.
Right here.
Oh, look at here. Camelback Mountain has nothing on that. Say that this is so liberating, so freeing to be able to see this. And I have to say that we were so blessed to have been born at the time that we were. A friend of ours was saying that to be able to witness the changes of so many different things to come into play, electronics, that sort of thing, space program, all of that. Different vehicles from gas guzzling monstrosities to, they were beautiful, but gas guzzling monstrosities into energy saving, self-driving. We are at Union Pass and we are 3571 feet high. And this is just absolutely glorious. Mind you, there's no cell phone towers out here. There is just nothing but a lot of beauty. Rock formations. And sometimes I wonder, how in the wide world does that just happen there? This is just, oh. And this is just green. There's a house down there. Talk about solitude and seclusion. Wow. There is nothing. Of course, me in my mind, you know, there might be some strange stuff going down in that little tiny house. Anyway, And there is Kingman, it looks like, coming up in the distance. And sometimes I just wish that you could just stop time and just enjoy the whole experience for a while. So beautiful. I'm learning how to manipulate the camera. So far so good, I guess. So, something for the new individuals who get a coach, and that is you might want to think about getting a steering stabilizer onto your vehicle, in that when you are traveling along the roadways, the winds can be very unforgiving and they can be so strong. The steering stabilizer will help you to maintain staying on the road. The wind can just like toss you around like nobody's business. So you might want to think about that, and you also might want to always remember to check your shocks to get that cushy ride. So
Cushy ride,
firm ride. Well, firm and cushy, okay. And to be able to stay on the road is just absolutely essential, because if you ride for long distances, your backside, your fanny can get pretty tired. So you want to try and have the best ride possible. I love the little clearing over there on the mountaintops, and as I said, we're coming down very close to this is not Flagstaff. I mean Kingman. I don't know why I have Flagstaff on the brain, but yeah, this is Kingman, and we're going to be going into Interstate 40 to where we get over to the 60, going back into Arizona or Phoenix. So this is just, and the rain that we just came through, and now look at this, we're like almost just dry. So we just have to be grateful. We are grateful for what it is that we see. Anyway, enough of that. We'll be seeing you all somewhere back down the roadway.